Welcome to APFC Positional Play. The Rondo, what comes to mind when you hear that term? Is it just a drill or is there more to it? Some critics argue it's ineffective, highlighting issues like its design or representation of real game situations. They question, does it truly prepare players for the game? Does it stifle creativity by focusing too much on passing? But have we really understood the essence of the Rondo? Today we're diving deep into this debate. We'll be sharing our perspective on why we believe rondos are not only valuable but essential for players of all ages. We'll specifically address two major points: the principles of the game involved in rondos and the representative information they provide. Are you ready to challenge your perspective and uncover the truth about rondos? Let's dive in. Before we delve into this, a quick shout out to our community. Only 40% of our viewers are subscribed. If you find value in our content, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us grow and continue to bring you insightful content. Now, let's dive into the intricacies of the Rondo and challenge our perspectives together. In section, rondos involve only a few key principles of the game. These people say that the game has those principles: dribbling, support, attacking the goal, playing together, and 14 more principles, and the Rondo only works on keeping the ball and applying pressure. Regarding the principles applied in a rondo, we can see how essential and interrelated the individual fundamentals are in the roles of the first player, the possessor, and the second player, the close receivers. A crucial interaction for the development stage, 9-12.
But the rondo is an excellent drill for the development stage. At the concrete pre-operational stage, the players want to improve their team spirit and empathy with the other players. The rondo improves the best interactions for this stage and is a perfect tool to improve individual foundations.
In the rondo, as in the game, I must scan and perceive the situation, adjust my location on the field, adjust my body position, decide, and execute the action. This cycling process always appears in the game. In a rondo, as ball possessors, we will have to perceive the defenders' and teammates' locations to make correct decisions. Read the distance and the height between them. This distance is the one that answers the next questions. Should I progress or should I attract? In soccer, we have four crucial decision-making options: finding the free player, creating a free player by dribbling, creating a free player by attracting the opposing players, or creating a free player by holding the ball. This replies on progress or attracts in different ways. Then, our possessors must understand if they are or not under pressure. If he has to pass to progress, pass to attract, hold the ball. When it comes to decision making, it's about spotting the best option. And in execution, it's how we apply that decision through our pass. How we pass the ball is essential for our teammates' following action. So what kind of pass we give is critical. If we want our teammate to move forward, we will have to play that pass forward to his farthest foot, tense, so he can go ahead with one touch. On the other hand, if we want our teammate to help us to attract the opponents, we will play on the closest foot with a lower passing intensity so that he can return the ball to us with a single touch. Finally, if we want to play the deep player, we will try to help him in his actions, directing our pass to his following action. This communication through the pass, sometimes imperceptible, is crucial at the highest levels of competition. It develops a better socio-affectivity between players, understanding the game with the same intentions. The collective game is built through the sum of all interrelated individual actions, but it is much more interesting as a second attacker. A soccer field can be more than 10,000 square meters, but sometimes the difference is two more steps, one way or the other. Where we are on the field will turn on or off options for receiving the ball and, more importantly, how to receive it. How we receive the ball is crucial to keep playing forward and not give the defenders an advantage. We must apply good passing lane and body profile concepts to perform it properly. The passing lane is not just a space to receive the ball, it is to find a spot where I can manipulate the opposing player, depending on if I want to attract or beat them. One step in the wrong direction will affect our reception. Our body's profile is the other crucial for the game's options. Bad profiling is going to prohibit me from exploring all possible options. Those coaches describe defensive principles: defense attacking players, defending the goal, winning the ball, limiting attacking options, defending space, applying pressure, cover and delay. In a rondo, we are not only going to apply pressure actions. The players must try to guide, limit the options, and press the ball. But the second defender must cover and win the duels of the poorly executed passes or controls. We can apply rules to try to enhance specific offensive and defensive behaviors. The passes made between the two players, the number of passes made, that a team can progress from one space to another.
Most of the times, during the rondo, the goal will be the reception of another player. In rondo, we want to improve the interaction between teammates and the interaction between teammates to beat the defender. At the same time, the fact that another player is the goal makes it easier to restart the game and doesn't stop it, bringing a very dynamic drill. The pass is the tool to connect players. Consequently, our scoring rules will always be related to this interaction, like a reception in a crucial space or completing several passes.
Regarding point number 2, rondos lack representative information of the game. In soccer, we can observe two principal moments: when the team is organized, offensive or defensive, and when the team is transitioning.
The rondo is an organized drill where the players must position themselves in the best spaces. And we have organized situations, but at the same time, the fact that we play in a small space makes we can observe a lot of transition situations. We can use the rondo to improve concepts related to organized situations, but at the same time to work on transition behaviors.
In soccer, there are 5 intentions: progress, attract, maintain possession, protect the ball, or finish the action, which generally occurs cyclically. We will try to progress, but the opponent blocks our line of progression, and therefore we must attract him to look for new alternatives to continue progressing and finish. But what if the opponent can guide and pressure us? Then the cycle is reversed. We must give continuity to maintain the possession, protect the ball, and escape from the active pressure zone to be able to progress again. These intentions appear in a rondo. Our first objective is to go from one side to the other. Otherwise, we must attract the pressure to find alternatives to continue progressing. Those intentions can be enhanced by creating the proper environment and applying the right constraints in the game.
For the numbers of players, the most common rondo is the 4 vs 2 rondo, but we can be much more creative. A logic progression for the rondo could be 3 vs 1, 4 vs 2, 5 vs 3, and 6 vs 4. But if we add zones, we can split situations and give a clear purpose to the team. Let's see an example. In this rondo, we have 4 attacking players and 1 defender. The objective is to attract by passing and then find the free player. Because of it, we add 2 zones, one space where we will attract in a 3 vs 1 situation and another where we have a free player. Adding 2 zones makes the space to attract much clearer and where to find a free player to progress. If we play a 4 vs 1, the option to move on one side to other are reduced.
Don't believe what people say. Barca didn't do tiki-taka. It's completely made up. Don't believe a word of it. In all team sports, the secret is to overload one side of the pitch so that the opponent must tilt its own defense to cope. You overload on one side and draw them in so that they leave the other side weak. And when we've done all that, we attack and score from the other side. That's why you have to pass the ball, but only if you're doing it with a clear intention. It's only to overload the opponent, to draw them in, and then to hit them with the sucker punch. That's what our game needs to be. Nothing to do with tiki-taka. Pep Guardiola. To end this video, the rondo is an excellent drill to improve the individual foundations related to the relationship between players to beat the opponent by passing the ball. But this is only a part of the game. As coaches, our responsibility is to help the players by creating different environments with a complex progression that challenges them.
With one zone is a global drill. Even we add some rules. The player will play multi-directional. They must face the opponents and don't have specific positions. But if we add another zone, we can play a global with context rondo. Let me explain that point. In the first example, with only one square, if we add the breaking lines, we add context to the drill, but it's a small piece. Adding another space where must arrive is a huge step into the context of the drill. An essential principle of the positional play style is to attract the opponent team by moving the ball and after it finds a free space. The Rondo with 2 zones offers this option, which adds more context to the drill. It doesn't mean Rondo with 1 square can't fit on your training session, or Rondo with 2 zones is a must. Depending on your objectives, your group stages, and the moment of the training session, we can choose one or another one. There are no good or bad drills, there are proper drills for certain objectives.
To recap today's enlightening discussion on the Rondo. The Rondo isn't merely a drill, it's a foundational tool that encapsulates the game's core principles. It's about understanding positioning, decision-making, and the nuances of passing and receiving. As highlighted by Pep Guardiola, the game is driven by intention and strategy, not just passing. While the Rondo is a valuable tool, it's just one aspect of the broader game. Our coach's role is to offer a diverse and challenging environment for our players to thrive. If these insights resonate with you, please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to APFC Positional Play. Your support helps us bring more such deep analyses to the forefront. Until next time, keep challenging your perspectives and enhancing your coaching toolkit.